Hey guys, welcome to Open Heart Conversations. I'm your host, Chiwa Hart, and today I have the Rosemary Osondu here sitting on this couch.
Hi.
I am super excited to have Rosemary here. Her journey, her story, her life, just everything that she's been through, and to get to the place that she's at with Rose Style Studio has just been amazing. So really, I'm about to just take a seat back and just let her do her thing. Like, honestly, just tell us about you, your journey, how you got to this point of just being this business owner, your walk with Christ, all of it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's so
Absolutely.
funny because I remember when you DM'd me and you're like, "Hey, Rose, I want you to be on the podcast." And I actually was gonna take a break from getting on like podcasts or doing events just because I started getting so overwhelmed.
Mm.
But then I remember I responded. I said, "Okay, let me pray about it."
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, let me just see if this is what God wants me to do. Because in this season, I've noticed that He's wanting me to use my voice more,
Mm.
and I'm trying to figure out like, okay, how do you want me to use my voice? Because I feel like I typically always use it, especially in my industry when it comes to like helping clients and all that stuff, my team, and so I'm like so honored to be here because I'm like,
Oh,
okay, how like what is this gonna be about? But I love
listen,
that just casual conversation, fun.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good. Man, I feel like I'm in a new season when it comes to being myself, like Rosemary, as well as like Rose Style Studio, because it's like a different hat I'm wearing, I would
Mm.
say. And so when you say like, hey, how's Rose Style Studio? What's going on? I sometimes always think back of like the beginning times
Mm.
of when it was just like me and me, clients, and that was it. But there's so much weight now with like the team and then like so much more clients and customers and stuff like that. So like basically battling the two, it's fun, but it's definitely like a I look at things in a very different lens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. I mean, I remember when you first, actually, you started doing hair outside of your parents' house.
Yes.
I remember my sister telling me, "Hey, I'm about to go get my hair done from Rosemary." And I mean, bomb sewing. This is
Oh my
years ago.
gosh.
Years ago. Before
She
all
did
this.
come.
Yes. And it's like now to kind of see
Yeah.
where you're at and how things are going and all the collaborations that you have. I'm like, dang,
Yeah. It was literally like a living room.
yes.
Yeah. My mom used to be so annoyed. She used to be like, don't get hair on my rug. So I would literally have to sweep the hair off the rug because the vacuum wouldn't get it. And she's
Yes.
like, you're about to mess up my vacuum. So literally, like, as you have this rug, I would sweep the rug of hair.
Dang.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I sometimes, I don't know if it's humility. How my sister always says that, like, Rose, you be just thinking, like, you be playing too small. And I'd be like, and what people see on the outside, they're like, oh no, Rose, the partnerships, this and that. But to me, I'm still like, that Rose.
Really.
Yeah.
I,
It's almost like a blessing and a curse.
no, I feel like that is awesome that you still think of, I guess, where you're at yourself from the humble beginnings, because
Mm-hmm.
it makes you more appreciative and grateful for every step around along the way. And it's like
Yeah.
you don't take these moments for granted.
Yeah.
And it's like I can see that it's like it's the value in it.
Yeah. There's true value in it now because it was always just something that was like passion, like just fun and just doing it. But then to see it grow to what it is now, I'm like, okay, well, I have to like change my lens in this or wear this type of hat. But I still think of like, oh, I'm just having fun. And then I have to be like, no, you can't have fun. You have to get up and open your laptop and answer these emails or your team is pinging you. And I'm like,
Did
wow.
you see yourself always wanting to be in the hair industry and do that for a living? Did you always see that for yourself?
To be honest, yes and no.
Mm.
In the beginning, it was like I was saying, it was very playful. Like I just really enjoyed just doing hair, like just playing with it because it really started because obviously I come from a large family,
Mhm.
just like you, right?
Mhm.
And there's majority girls in my family, and my mom would be the one doing all of our hairs.
Oh wow.
And so as she would do our hair, um, and she only would really would do our hair because she would go to the salon and she knew how expensive it was for her to get her hair done. So now you can imagine you times four, that's five people.
Mm-hmm.
And so even now with like my nieces, I'm the sole person responsible. At least I took that upon myself. Like if I have time, I'll do their hair. If not, I'll find a braider to do their hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets pretty costly, not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Or sometimes my sister will go ahead and be like, I'll just do their hair because that's just what you typically would do as a mother to your daughter.
Yeah.
So that was my mom. Like she would be like, okay, let me do y'all's hair. And I'll just be watching. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool. Going even to high school, she did my older sister's hair for prom.
Mm-hmm.
And then like in the 2000s, prom hair is not what we see now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like prom hair was like, the slick with the spritz and
Mm-hmm.
then the rollers on with the ponytail,
Yep.
and you had to sit under the dryer. So she would put the rollers on an extension and she put it in the microwave
Oh wow.
to set it. Can you imagine? I was like, how did you learn this? But she
Wow.
said she would just watch it in the salon when she would go get her hair done. She'd just be like, okay, they put heat, just being innovative.
Yeah.
And I remember her like doing my sister's hair for prom, like slicking it up, molding it, spritzing it, putting rollers on the weft extensions, putting in the microwave, letting it set, then taking it down, wrapping it around, and she had her
Woo.
like the 90s 2000 hairstyles for prom.
Yes.
So when it came to my turn doing prom, I was like, I'm not doing that. I want a weave. Like I want extensions. I want like it was pack hair at the time. It wasn't
Mhm.
even bundles.
Yes.
I was like,
Those
I
days.
want like Remy Saga. I want pack hair.
Mm.
And so she was like, okay, I'll just braid your hair and I'll sew it in. But
Mhm.
she got so busy, and that was like my first time doing my hair because she got so busy. Prom is like, go get your makeup done, go
Mhm.
meet up so y'all can have dinner, prom pictures in front of the limo, like all
Yep.
that stuff. And so I remember in the bathroom, like she braided it and had to go run and do some type of errand. I was like sewing my own hair, like just trying to remember like how I would sew for like clients that would come to my parents' house.
Mhm.
And I did my first sewing, and after that, I was like, okay, this is cool.
Mhm.
Then going into college, that was I still wasn't thinking this is what we would be living in today because I was a nursing major.
Oh wow.
And I was like, come from a family of medicine. So I was like, yeah, well, nursing, I love people, we'll run with that. I love science, not really a lover of math, but, science was there, people were there too. And so going into that in college, that was still what I was doing. Like the same way you said, like your sister came into my parents' house and I was doing their hair. That was in college. Like people would come to
Wow.
my apartment. People would come to my like any apartment that I was at in college on campus. They'll come. I'll miss like microbiology to do hair.
Wow.
Yeah, my roommates would be like, "Oh, someone coming." I'm like, "Yeah, we're just gonna be in this area, so sorry." Like it's okay. And I'll have a roommate so like 3 people, so it was
Mhm.
like 4 of us with someone coming in. Their friends might even be hanging out, and we're all just there,
Wow.
literally, literally.
So basically, like that salon atmosphere, it was still a thing that you
It was
kind of
still
cultivated
a
in
thing.
college.
Now that I think about it, yes. Like I feel like even till today, I'm really big on like customer service.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so big on that. And I remember even not having like a team, just like doing things like text messages, right? Instagram wasn't even a thing then.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't
No.
even on Instagram.
It's crazy to think
Yeah.
back to that.
Yeah. I did not have an Instagram at all. It was strictly like, what platform was I using? I think Style Seat.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. It was word of mouth and in Style Seat at the time. And I would just get on those platforms, tell people, and then it would just try to circulate.
Wow.
That was the best way you can get the bank of what you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it just circulated. People on campus would know, people who didn't live on campus, and people would just come in, and I'll just have to just bank on keeping it so professional, like letting them know what the policy is, how to prepare themselves, send the address like maybe a few hours before, like a day before for my security, my safety. And it was fine. Yeah.
Dang. So
Yeah.
you like God literally gave you the blueprint of how to do what to do, and it
Yeah.
just kind of followed you.
It just followed me. And it was interesting because I don't speak about this too often. As I was a nursing major, no, I'm a very smart girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love science. I can be very innovative. I love taking care of people. So I know I would thrive and do well in nursing.
Absolutely.
But there was something that was such a resistance doing that that now the way I am with my faith and my discernment, if I was in that situation, I'll be like, this is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's like, no, let's just keep going. When things are becoming hard, just keep going. Like, your parents saying just do this, so you're listening to other noise and voices, just do this, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because as people would come to my parents' house, people would come to my apartment. I promise you, I think I can count it on like both hands. The amount of people who would come in and be like, "Hey, I'm changing my major. I want to go a different direction, a different career. I want to do nursing." And I'm like, yeah, nursing is it. These are the prereqs. These are the exams you need to do. Your, what is it, HESI or T's?
Mm-hmm.
Take these exams. This college does this prereq here. This college does intro to
Mm-hmm.
nursing. Like, I would know everything because that's what I was studying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll come back for the next appointment and they're like, Rose, I got in. And I would not
Wow.
have. I would
Wow.
just be like, okay, great. And I'll be like, dang, okay, why haven't I, like, okay, we can take AMP1 again. Okay, cool. Okay, we're going to take this exam. Okay, why is this a little delayed? But I was still like, no, we're doing nursing. It's just a little setback. But every single person will come in and be like, oh, I'm on a career check. I just don't know what to do. I'm like, do nursing.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing's the perfect way to go about it. Like, it's so stable, like this. It's broad. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Like, you don't have to stay bedside. Like, I was giving them like blueprints, not even in the program yet. And then they'll come
Wow.
back and tell me like, girls, I got in. And then I started questioning after like maybe the seventh person. I was like, why are they getting in and I'm not? Like, am I missing something here?
Mm.
And then that's when it clicked to me. I'm like, why is this so difficult? But then what flowed so easily was hair.
Wow.
Hair was so easy. Like, I didn't have to think about it.
And you still got to do the thing that you said you love to do, which is customer service,
Yes.
serving people, caring for people.
Yes.
I think that's a a big a big part of, like you said, the nursing field,
Yeah.
but just a big part of being a good steward of Christ
Yes.
is how you serve others,
Yes.
and the rest, everything else, will come easy.
Everything will come easy. And it's so interesting because if I look at that from high school to college to now, even now in my business, like, I make everything Christ centered.
Mm.
And it's so, it's sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, I had to battle with it, to be quite honest with you.
Mm.
I had to battle with it within, like, respecting other people's beliefs, respecting other people's values. Because naturally, when you're in a workspace,
Mm-hmm.
you have to respect everyone's values and stuff. But then a piece of me was still like, if this is, I'm gonna respect everyone's values, right? But I'm not gonna be shy on talking about him. And I battle with it, like, I don't want to say too much or I don't want to speak on it. But then there's sometimes when I would speak on it, the way the service would change in the salon, I'd be like, wow, yeah, we're gonna speak on it. We're gonna say his name. We're gonna not be shy about talking about Christ. Because at first I was like scared, but I felt like maybe the enemy was trying to close my mouth to not speak on it, or like, let me respect like this team co-stylist beliefs and stuff like that. But I truly felt like keeping him center and speaking on it changed the whole way the salon runs, because then it's brought in the right people to the salon too. Like, the whole atmosphere has completely changed.
Wow.
And I'm still sometimes amazed and shocked, like, wow, like, how did this turn like this? But I truly felt like the more I kept being bold in it, because at the end of the day, that was like the result. So I can't no longer, like, I tell myself, I can no longer say like, yeah, I did this by myself, like this and that. Like, when I go back and think, I'm like, yeah, this is not no self-made thing anymore. Like, this is kingdom business. Like he literally has had his hands in the beginning. I was maybe just not seeing it in that lens, but like, for everything to grow to what it is now, it's like, no, your hands were in the center of it, and you kept putting little winks or nudges on my heart or in my thoughts. And I was like, okay, let me lean to that. But the moment I leaned into it, everything just flowed.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I think, like, I can relate as a business owner. I've had people tell me, maybe you need to pull out the Christ talk away from that. But the more that I begin to speak on Christ, speak his name and share it, the more blessings happen.
Yes.
And I was like, man, you can't. Like, you
Yeah.
can no longer just withhold. You can't contain his goodness.
You can't. And it's so interesting because when, like, I've always been a believer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up going to church from a young girl. Like, my parents did not budge on that. Like, they've always gave us our first Bible when we were little. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we went to church. We knew that was our Sunday routine. Church, maybe grab something to eat, and then come home, pray. I understand what fasting was when I would see them do that. Even like when they'll be like, "Wake up, we're gonna do midnight prayer." Like, I've grown up seeing that.
Yeah.
But then it's something about having your own relationship
Yep.
is changes the whole narrative. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always been that. And we're humans, sometimes we'll drift away.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a period of time where I did drift away from being like fully like devoted to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's like it could be like when you're in college and you're like living a little bit more of the world. And
Mm-hmm.
then, you're hanging out with these certain people or doing certain things. So even within business, I can tell like the way I was working, hustling was not Christ centered.
Mm.
Not saying it was like it was like I was doing evil,
Yeah.
but it's like I was probably overworking to compensate of what? More money.
Mm-hmm.
I was sacrificing sleep, sacrificing certain things for what? Money. Like let's get this or let's do that. Let's okay, now we obtain it. Let's travel, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy because now when I look at it, I'm like, I don't even have the itch sometimes to like want to travel the way I used to travel. I
Yes.
don't have the
Ah.
itch to like want to spend the way I used to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like not because I don't have it, I just don't have the itch to. So I
Mm-hmm.
end up going back like, dang, like what was motivating me to do that?
Yeah.
Like what was really motivating me to do that,
Mm-hmm.
So then now when I look at a lot of things, I'm just like, wow, he knows how to, like, things were going amazing then, I would say. Like things were happening amazing. Like when people saw things growing, it was growing. But now it's a little bit different.
Mm.
It's so different. And even this month makes it a year since I got baptized.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. So when I think about it, I was talking to a client about it earlier last week, and I was telling her we're just once again talking about Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, it's been 1 year since I like got saved, and I know God's always working on me, and I'm even working more and more on how to like fully surrender,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's like it's not fun being lukewarm. It's
Yes.
just not fun,
Mm.
and but then also the moment I even got saved, the way he's changed the business,
Mm-hmm.
it's even more, it even holds so much greater weight now than it did before. Like even I remember the first, whew, it was like what, we're in 2026. So 2024 is when I really started like my walk and my journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was on my heart to be like, hey, you need to you need to start a Bible study. So I remember we were talking about that a little earlier. Like you were saying, like God was putting on your heart to start Bible study. I was literally saying that, like, oh, I want to like get into a Bible study. I want to get more in His Word, because I'm just not like you start realizing like you don't like start doing things for yourself. You don't want to live for
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You want to live a better life. Then you start thinking like living for Christ is better. But it's like, how do I do that? You have to change your whole environment
Mm-hmm.
and everything that you think was good for you is like you need to just change that completely.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first thing I was thinking was, okay, I need to be in a Bible study. And I try to grab some friends to like start, and I know everyone's in a different walk. So in the beginning it was like, oh well, no, I want to join, or I'm not doing here. And I could have used that and been discouraged, like, well, these are like some good friends and I want to like start with them, but they're not willing to start. I
Mm-hmm.
think that was even a time one of my other friends, she was already in a Bible study group, and I was like, ooh, are y'all open, can I join? And they're like, oh, we're actually like closed. And I was like, ooh, like, no, y'all
Hey.
not accepting people. But then I started to understand, like, wow, y'all already created such a like a beautiful like home and like safety net
Mm-hmm.
within the group of those girls, that not saying another person can't come in, but it's like that's what Christ wants to do, is continue to grow. So
Mm-hmm.
like as they grew and they have so many members, they can start your own.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember it was just literally, it just the way it happened was I was like on Instagram, and oh, I'm not all over the place. I
No,
was
that's
on
okay.
I was on Instagram, and I purchased a book. The friend who I wanted to join, she's like, start with this book. The devotional book is great.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it. I never started it. Then I get on Instagram. I see a friend posted saying thank you to her friend for buying the book.
Mm-hmm.
Then I messaged her. I'm like, oh my God, I have that book too, but I haven't started it. And she said, okay, let me know when you start it. I said, okay. Never started it. Then she hit me up like maybe a month later, like, hey, did you ever start on the Bible study? And I'm like, no. And she said, okay, let's start it together. I was like, oh, cool. We can start next month. Now me pushing another month. She said, no, we're starting today. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then from us two saying like, okay, we'll start tonight. She's like, I will have a friend that I think will be amazing to join. And then I said, you know what? I do have another friend who is like very strong in her faith and her walk. And I know that she can be a great addition to what could potentially be. So now it's the four of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we started that 2024 as a Bible study. And now we're like 2026 still doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. And that changed everything. Like we would meet every Tuesday nights virtually. And regardless of how busy you are, like a lot of us are working on businesses, starting businesses, working here, doing things as hobbies, mothers, wives, like there's so much that we all do, but we will still make time on that Tuesday. And it was just so perfect because I started noticing my faith was growing little by little by little by little. And then like things that I wouldn't be aware of will start being like a red flag to me. I'll be like, oh, what? What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
So even like the podcast we were talking about, like watching those things, I would just be like, okay, I need to watch this because I can't watch TV. Like watching TV with my eyes, like guard your heart, guard your ears.
Yeah.
You know, guard your eyes, guard your ears. It goes into your heart. So I'm like being very careful of everything that I take into my whole being. Mm-hmm. Leading into the end of 2024 is when God's literally telling me like, you need to fully surrender. And I'm just like,
ooh. What does that mean?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, am I not doing enough? That's why I kept telling myself, like, I feel like I'm doing enough. Like, you know, I mean, even at that time, I already like joined the church. I even started serving in the church because I was at the church and they were like, okay, to be really connected to Christ, be connected to his body, and is his church, the body of Christ. So I was like, okay, let me go to the church. I felt gravitated to start serving, and I love kids. I started serving the kids, and that's something I've always done, even in college. Like in college, if it wasn't hair, I was like babysitting.
Oh wow,
that was always my thing. People,
wow,
that was always my thing. Just serving people. Like I love babysitting. I would be on any website or even in a daycare, and I would go and do that.
Wow.
So that was like the jobs I would do in college, trying to get into nursing. And so when it came to serving, I was like, well, I love children. Let me just do the children's ministry. And I started going into that. And then it was just so much louder. Like, okay, I need you to fully surrender. And I was like, am I not doing enough? Like, I am serving. I am, I'm going to church. I already said this was my church. Like, you know, some people just go to church and that's it. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I'm doing enough. And so in that midst of that, I literally was like, okay, well, I need to isolate myself because I just felt like myself having to like be in to myself with just me and him. And that was like November 2024. I literally like did not pop up. Like I was gone for like till that March.
Oh wow.
I didn't even think I like deleted my Instagram.
Oh wow.
I deleted the whole thing. I was slowly cutting off things that didn't make sense. If it was certain friends, if it was not saying they were bad, it's just it wasn't feeding me the way it needed to feed me, right?
Absolutely.
And so I was cutting that off. Certain lifestyle things I was doing, certain things of living of the world. I was just cutting everything off so I can really hear his voice. Because sometimes we always say like, God talk to me, God speak to me, but it's like, do you even know his voice?
Yeah.
Like, how does he speak to you? And I started really hearing him like, okay, you are speaking to me. This is your voice. I recognize it now. And so leading now into the new year is when he was pushing on me and he was like, okay, I need you to like, I see you isolate yourself, you fasted, you're praying, you're getting stronger in that. And that was like really my first time learning what it is to fast and pray.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I used to be like, okay, pray, but when you pray, you have to be very particular.
Yes.
Very particular the way you pray. You have to like, when you're fasting, it's not even just like avoiding food, because then is it like, it's like you have to really kill your flesh and let his word feed your spirit. So I started really learning and understanding that. And when it came to the point, I was like, okay, let me get baptized. Let me find the first the first day they're gonna do it, because this is January now, the beginning of the year now. and they were like, okay, the time available for you is March.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, cool. I sign up. March comes, we get baptized.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Then again, in the midst of that, prior to even getting baptized, like a few weeks later, I started getting messages from friends
Mm-hmm.
that I haven't heard from, and they're like, we're still friends. Like it was like guy friends, girlfriends, and they're just like, hey, we haven't heard from you. Just thinking about you, and I'm like, why are you thinking about me? And in my head, I'm like, I mean, I've been off for this for like almost 7 months now, and the fact that y'all are like thinking about me, is like, okay, what is? I'm trying to correlate everything. You know how
Mm-hmm.
we always think like, okay,
Yeah.
what is it? But at that same time, I'm just like, okay, if they're checking on me and they don't even know, and I'm saying everything's good, and 2 weeks later, I'm about to actually like fully surrender, like fully get saved, I would say, because you can get saved and not be fully surrendered,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, 2 weeks later, we get baptized. I kid you not, a week after I get baptized, because right now I'm like, okay, I'm giving my life to Christ, everything, my whole being, the way I think when it comes to like dating,
Mm-hmm.
operating my business, my friendships, my circles, everything. This is no longer about me. Like I said, it's kingdom business. This is everything like this, God ordained. Like, whoever you have for me is going to find me. Like, I'm so even big on that. Like, I'm, I'm now believing in it instead of just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
A week after I get baptized, Priscilla Shire comes into the salon,
Wow.
literally. And I'm like, okay, I love this woman. I read her books, love her sermons, all those things. And when she comes in, she's like, I was recommended word of mouth. I was
Mm-hmm.
referred to come here by like two individuals. Um, Two of the people I already knew. One was already a client. The other one was like family to her. It was like, I really would love for you to like do my hair. She has beautiful hair.
Oh
She
wow.
has beautiful hair. And she's like, but I'm very big on protecting my crown, protecting my hair. So I like to like either do something to just protect it, create something to replicate it. So when I'm moving around her, she's such a busy woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, yeah, no problem. We come in, we talk. It just feels like very natural. And it's interesting because I just finished the second floor of my salon. So like the salon is an open concept,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you've been there. So
Absolutely.
yes.
Sidebar: this hair is a custom
Oh yeah.
rosy
I was
hair.
gonna ask you. It's
Yes.
so funny. I was
It,
like, I was looking like this looks like
this is
this,
definitely, and
okay.
honestly, top tier. Like, shameless plug, the experience is, it's beautiful. It's
Mm,
beautiful. Your
yes.
workers are just,
It's
I
so
mean,
funny. I was about to say. I was like,
just
this looks like.
like it's they're divine, I would say,
Mm,
on their assignments with what they're doing, and you could tell
yeah.
that they were handpicked. But okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. Oh, I love that because that was big for me
Mm,
because as the team starts to grow, I'm like, let everyone they're not me because no one can be you, no one can
mm,
be me, I can't be them, but let them if I'm not in the room, let them still represent everything I've like built,
mm-hmm.
right? And so I love to hear that
Mm-hmm.
because that I'm so particular on who
No,
I let in the
it's an
salon.
experience in there. Like, if you
Yeah,
go there, it's an experience.
yeah.
And just know, like, when you're walking in there, the atmosphere is going to be calming. I came in there on a day. I know we're kind of sidebar.
Yeah.
I came in there a day where I had a rough work day, and
Oh
it was just,
wow.
I left so calm. I was
Mm.
like, oh, okay, there's something spiritual going on in here.
Yeah. And that's so funny because like as I'm even telling the story, the way God has shifted the clientele,
Hmm.
I'd be like, I kid you not saying it was bad before,
Yeah.
right? But it's so like particular now.
Hmm.
It's so hard to explain and put it in words. It's like I was saying, like sometimes you're afraid to speak about Christ XYZ because you don't want to what's the word,
Offend.
you don't want to offend someone. They'd be like, oh, she's talking about this, she's saying this. You don't want to offend, but you're like, this is my space, I can do whatever I want to do
Yep.
here, right? But I'm trying to like be courteous to everybody else. But the fact that he's changed everything, that I don't have to be shy about it.
Hmm.
So literally I'm even missing something. Oof, I'm even missing
I
something.
want to jump in and say
Go ahead.
with the atmosphere and everything shifting, the clientele. It just came to me that darkness cannot dwell in the midst of light.
Yeah.
So once you have light and His glory is shining in there, darkness is not going to feel comfortable
It's not gonna feel
being there.
comfortable. It's not. It's not. That even if, and maybe I didn't know who was bringing such a dark light, they would naturally just not show up anymore.
Hmm.
I may end up thinking in the past, like, "Oh, I haven't seen this client in so long, or I haven't heard from this person, this and that." But there's a reason why, because the space now has to shine that, it has to show that type of light, it has to shine that type of light.
Hmm.
And so now, let's say, okay, I would say 2 weeks, because I got baptized the first week of March. The second week, already prior to that, I was already feeling like I wanted to cut my hair.
Mm.
I was saying like, I want to cut my hair, and I didn't know where it came from, because you know me, I love my weaves.
Yes,
I
I
love my
do
extensions. I'm blonde. I've been curly. I have bangs.
too.
Like, I mean, I'm a hairstylist, so I
Yes.
love changing my hair. But something in my spirit was like, you need to cut your hair. And I was like, no, no. And so I'll tell a story about how that even came about.
Mhm.
But because that came in between getting baptized to Priscilla coming in. So then now Priscilla comes in, and I'm like, okay, amazing. I've worked with a lot of amazing people, a lot of amazing women, right? So I look at everyone all the same.
Mhm.
But she was just so like special to my heart, because reading her books, I've gotten out of like a lot of things.
Mm.
Watching her sermons have like been just a lot of meat and like word and scripture, that's like, this is like what you need when you're going into a new light, walking in a new direction and stuff like that. I'm sure you like read a couple of her things.
Mhm.
And so as we are talking, we do our consultation. Even some people in the salon noticed it in the beginning. They were like, wait, is this who I think it is? Like, some of the clients were texting their moms.
What?
Yeah, they're like, Mom, guess who's here saying hi? And she's like, hey, just normal, kind. And I was just so busy moving around, and she ended up leaving. But I remember she messaged me after, and she's like, I know you were so busy, Rose, and I really loved your space. I know we spoke, and she asked me like, how long has this space been here? And I was like, girl, only 2 years. And she's
Oh.
like, what? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I even just finished the second part of my salon, and you're like the first one to actually be in the second part as I'm like growing the team. And so she like prayed over it, said, I was
Wow.
like, I was like, wow. Like, she left because she could tell I had to take care of a lot of stuff. She's like, I just tell you're so busy, but I love that you're busy. But I just knew that I wanted to pray over you and pray over your space. And that was just like, I was like, yeah, Lord, you are just winking at me, because it's not even just her praying for it, but like sometimes I don't really see, sometimes you don't even think clients will even think like, let me pray for you,
Mhm.
or I see what you're doing. Yeah, they'll give words of encouragement, but someone actually being like, let me pray for you. And the way she prayed over my space, she prayed over my team, she prayed over my hands, she
Mm.
prayed over my mind, my
Mm.
heart, she prayed over my thoughts, she prayed over um, everything, everything. I was like, yeah, Lord, this is so much in just 1 month.
Mhm.
This is so much in just 1 month. And so yeah, when that happened, that was almost a reminder of like, okay, you are working here, and you're going to take me to levels that I probably could never take myself.
Mhm.
I couldn't, but it all has to go back to glorify your name.
Mhm.
So he started changing the people who would come in. So I started getting a lot of like amazing women of Christ.
Mm.
Like, it wasn't just her, like even like almost all the clients there. Like, even yesterday, I was leaving the salon, and I was working upstairs, but I could overhear a conversation with one of the stylists and this client, and she was like, I just moved here, I'm looking for a church home. Typically, you won't even like really hear that.
Yeah.
But she was like, in the style was like, okay, yeah, well, this is where I go, and I love it because of here they use scripture, these words, and I just loved hearing that. Like, you can talk about so many other things,
Yes.
but you're sitting there talking about like, here, try this church, visit this church, giving her advice like, try the church, visit it for me through 2 Sundays in a row, because you may catch the guest pastor or the senior pastor. Just see how it is. Try it in the morning time, try the afternoon service, try to get the to see how you like it, and then try this church. Like, guiding this person, like, I was just like, yeah,
Man.
man. And I see what he's doing. He's just changing that. But I feel like he had to change that because me, if I'm going to lead others in my space, I'm going to walk with Christ. Like, the way I looked at it is like, if this is who I am and I worked for another employer
Hmm.
and it was making me so uncomfortable, what would you do? You would leave,
Yeah.
right? I'll be like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to work here because they're, harassing me, or they're doing this, or not um they're not in the same beliefs as me, like stuff like that.
Hmm.
But the fact that I'm the one that has to create the blueprint for that, I can't just get up and leave my
Nope.
business. So he's like, no, I'm about to change this whole thing so you can continue to do what you're doing.
Hmm.
Because if I don't, then you will probably just walk away from it all.
Hmm.
Right. So it made me almost think like, okay, there's an assignment you have here. It's no longer like what I was saying, like I used to like do this and do this. Like I used to like love working and overworking because of what?
Making the money.
Making the money.
Hmm.
No. Now there's an assignment here. And I'm always asking him every day, every week, like, Lord, you show me the assignment. Continue to allow me to fulfill what I'm doing for this assignment. And this is no longer like self-made. Like there's an assignment here.
Hmm.
There's like an assignment on my head that you want me to
Oh,
do here. It's no longer about me. So continue to carry me so I can fulfill that assignment, because what are we going to do? I can't just get up and leave anymore.
yeah.
Like, does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
absolutely. It's now this is your
it's
ministry.
my ministry. And I literally said this. I remember I made a post about it, and I was like, wow, serving women through beauty is such a ministry.
Yep.
It's such a ministry. And I didn't see it.
Hmm.
And I think I'm learning about it more and more, because like one thing we were chatting about earlier was about like how everything is spiritual.
Hmm.
I don't care what people say.
Every little thing.
Everything is spiritual. And ah, it's to the point where I don't even want to say it. Everything is so spiritual to the point where it's like you have to be so careful and sensitive
Hmm.
to everything you do. There's even a recent thing that has been going viral, I've been seeing on social media, and it's talking about hair witches.
Ooh. I think I saw a clip on that.
It's so much, and it's
Mm.
so in everyone's face, but I think a lot of people are letting it go past their heads,
Hmm.
to the point where I was like, wow, hair witch. But then
Yeah.
it hit me, and I said, that makes sense. That's your crown.
Yep.
That's your glory. Think of Samson and Delilah.
Hmm.
Ev- like, that's your crown. So I almost even have to switch back. Like, I've always had a good heart, always done things with integrity,
Hmm.
regardless of what it is. I've always done things with integrity, good heart. But now that there's an assignment and this is ministry, I have to be careful of the heads that I'm touching.
Ooh,
I have to
yes.
make sure even the people in the salon are careful with the heads they're touching. I even have to be careful that they're being covered with
Hmm.
whoever's coming into the chair, because they're using their gifts on them.
Hmm.
Like, it gets that deep.
Yeah,
And
it
when I
is.
would see things of like, oh, this person is doing this witchcraft, I'd be like, wow, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Hmm.
I believe it. So it almost makes me think of like the stuff that we hear viral. Like, there's something recently about a girl who came to the salon with like
Blood
the
on her
blood on
head.
her head.
Yeah.
And people naturally would be like, why did she even touch her hair? Because as a cosmetologist, you'd be like, you're not supposed to touch open wounds and blood.
Hmm.
But on a spiritual level, I said, blood on your head?
Yeah.
No, we're not touching anything.
Yes. And because it's your salon, you make the rules.
Yeah, we're not touching anything. And not even knowing what was really true in that story. I didn't dive too deep of what happened and this and that. But it's just almost interesting. It's like, I believe it, like it is your crown. So
Hmm.
you really have to be careful of the people who come sit in the salon, as well as the people who are even touching your hair. Like, I'm even saying
Yeah.
this for clients. Like,
Yeah.
you almost have to, like, even when you buy hair, you need to pray over that.
Yes.
You need to pray over that.
Yep.
It's not just washing it with clarifying shampoo
Yes.
and getting the silicone or whatever is on it. you need to pray over that because that's going to touch your head,
Yeah.
right? Because we hear these stories. Like I um, will get on like prayer calls with friends and we'll pray and stuff like that. And I'm hearing testimonies of people who will literally say like they went and got their hair done somewhere and they became mad.
Oh.
Like they don't know where depression came from. They don't know where certain mental illnesses start coming rising,
Man.
literally. But they didn't think it was where they got their hair done. They just started thinking like, out of this one time, until when you're very devoted in the spirit, you're going to prayer calls, you believe in prophecy, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will get revealed, being like, there's a place that you went to here that they did something, and this is the result of it.
Mm. Dang, now I'm like, I'm just thinking in my mind all these things, all these people.
This is how
Yeah.
it, like this is how it came about, like. And that's why when I have these conversations with people, I always tell people like that's real.
Yeah.
Destiny swapping is real.
Yes.
This stuff is
Yes.
real. So I'm now thinking of all of that in the midst of running a business too,
Mm-hmm.
because as much as I'm trying to protect myself and protect my team,
Your
my
clients.
clients, I have to protect everybody.
Mm.
So there's not a day where I go by where I don't like pray over the space.
Mm-hmm.
Like even clients will notice like, okay, I saw anointing oil on your door or
Mm.
like on this like item here. I'm like, yeah, it's just who I am because everything needs to be covered.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be covered. And I think that's how I even came to the conclusion of even cutting my hair,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is because my spirit was telling me like, I don't even want to say it's my spirit, maybe it was really Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still even sometimes will go like, what was telling me to do this,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't like a spur of the moment because I could have did it and then end up being like, okay, I'm going back to my weaves,
Yeah.
right? Literally, I was like, okay, I need to cut my hair. But then a piece of me was like, no, you're known for extensions. You're known for weaves. You're known for wigs. How are you going to cut it and still sell the product?
Mm.
How are you going to cut it and people still believe in the item and believe in all these things? And I was like, yeah, I can't cut my hair. I gotta keep it going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then Holy Spirit will also come back in being like, cut your hair because that's not your identity.
Mm.
That's not your identity. Your identity is your thoughts, like who you are, and your hands. That's who I that like that's who he made me be.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with the appearances.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what led me be like, okay, let me go ahead and cut my hair. And even before I was cutting it, I was still even big on who was gonna touch my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, who's gonna touch it? I was going back and forth, and there was even a particular stylist that I did see that I was like, oh yeah, she's amazing, like so amazing with the shears, everything. But my discernment was telling me don't go there. I
Wow.
was just noticing, like I was watching a lot of stuff on her page, um, and a lot of things were just coming to me like, don't go here. I was noticing a lot of images, crystals, things that were in her
Mm.
space. And people will say like, "Oh, that's for energy and this and that." But with my faith,
Yep. He wants all the glory.
yes, yes. So even and I didn't notice it until I started scrolling more. As I'll see like crystals on the window shield or somewhere in the salon. And this girl was amazing. And I was like, "Nah, you can't cut my hair.
Mm.
It get that deep." So
Yeah.
I ended up going with someone else, amazing, talented, and we were fine. But can you imagine when I said it was a 3 week time span from getting baptized, cut my hair the week after, and then the following week Priscilla Shire comes in.
Mm. Mm. God was moving.
He was moving, and he was moving throughout the whole year. He was moving throughout the whole year, like one after the other, good, this,
Mm.
that. So it was beautiful to see like, okay, I see you speaking, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna continue to lean on you and I give my whole self to you. But there's times where I'll end up still being like, this is hard.
Yeah. I feel like those moments happen quite often. And one thing I see with myself is I I it's hard for me to let go of that steering wheel. It's
Mm,
hard for me to be like, okay, God, I'm letting you take this wheel.
yeah.
It's just as someone who's used to controlling so much, especially
Mm,
in my
that's so me. That's
yes.
so me. I
It's hard. It is
How do you
hard.
let go?
uh, Man, you literally sometimes really I'm so thankful my husband is like, stop. Like
Mm.
this won't be well with you if you
Mm.
continue to hold on to it.
Mm.
It's scary, but it's like, man. But prior to that, it was just, it's like, I just have to force it. And if it means I have to cut everything off so that I can let go, that's what I have to do.
Mm.
I have to let go. And
Mm.
and I think the biggest thing is having people around you, because like just in this season, I'm surrounded by people that are going to be like, stop it, let
Yes.
it, like,
Yes.
no more. I have taken away yes men from around me,
Yes.
and I'm at a place
I
where
agree.
that it's, and it's hard
It's
because
so
I'm telling you, I'm
hard.
gonna tell them like, but why don't you think this is a,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, but just having friends that are spirit led will literally save your
It
life.
will save your life. And
Hmm.
that's one thing I'm just so grateful for because I have such a beautiful community of individuals, men and women who are Christ led.
Hmm.
Like I kid you not. Because there's something about when you are in a rut and you can literally go and ask, let's say, a friend in business,
Hmm.
like, hey, I'm in this situation and I'm trying to figure out like what I need to do. They'll give you solid advice,
Yes.
like a strategy to be like, hey,
Hmm.
this is what you need to do. Boom, go. But when you have a Christ led friend,
Hmm.
it's not even about the strategy.
Hmm.
They will literally guide you, being like, this is what you need to do. I need you to actually read the scripture. Do you remember the story of blah, 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 blah in the Bible that said XYZ? And I'll be like, oh, you're right. Okay, okay, okay. Let's
Yes.
go back. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And then it just helps everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, like it's so amazing.
Oh yeah. Or like one of my really good friends, she's a, okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna stop and we're gonna pray.
Yeah.
We're gonna pray about this situation. We're gonna ask God to intervene. We're gonna ask him to do this, and we're gonna let it go.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you knew that you needed to do that,
Yeah.
but you just needed that reminder.
You need the reminder. You need the reminder. And I truly feel like that's why I even tell myself, um, and I love the individuals who I'm surrounded by. It's like everything that you do, everything you say, just always put in the back of your mind, like, does it honor God?
Mm.
It almost changes the whole trajectory of everything you do, like your actions. So
Mm-hmm.
even when you're like wanting that sound advice, or someone's wanting the sound advice, I would say you're always remembering, like, okay, will it honor him? Which
Mm-hmm.
like, are you giving them sound advice, not off of you? Because if you were to give them advice, it could be in a judgmental type of state, like,
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to remember, like, even though I don't like what they're doing, this is how I want to guide them,
Yep.
right? And then vice versa. If you're asking them for advice, it's like, how are they giving you that advice? Is
Mm-hmm.
it coming off of like, oh, a judgmental standpoint, or they're criticizing you, or whatever it is, or is it coming off like a Christ led
Mm.
sound advice?
That's true. You
Yeah,
got to pay attention to that. You got to really like let your spiritual ears hear.
yeah,
And it's like, honestly, like you had touched on something about just prior to your walk with Christ, just having a being in a season where like you're living in the world, and just life just almost, there's no clear direction in that time. I just want really people to understand, like, in that season, that's the moment where you need to press forth and press into Christ, and really lean into him. And we've all had these seasons where we weren't walking on the straight and narrow, we weren't walking righteously, but we surrendered
yeah.
and we allowed God to guide and redirect. And I know that I think someone had spoke to me, or talked to me about, like, hey, just be mindful about being judgmental, and it's like, no, it's not. I don't like the term judgmental, because
Mm,
it's like, let's define that. What does being judgmental even mean?
mm,
Or is the fact of someone holding you accountable, is it convicting you? Is
mm,
it hurting your flesh? And that's why
mm.
you're saying that
See, I have
someone
to
is
sit
being
up. I
judgmental.
said, hold on,
Yeah, no,
Chinwei.
seriously, because me and my friend had a long conversation about this, and it's like that term. It's everyone's so quick to be like, "Hey, you're a bit judgy," or "This is you're being judgmental," and it's like, remember where you once were. Yes,
Hey.
that's my testimony. That's my
Yes.
story. That
Yes.
I was wicked, and I understand,
Yeah.
and God redeemed me.
Yeah.
He released me from all that, and now I can speak on it and tell you, hey, before you walk into this direction where you're falling into a pit, let me stop you. It's not judgment, it's correction, and it's
Yes.
done in love.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
it's
I'm literally in a, a season of that right now.
oh wow.
Yeah. So that's why I had to sit up. I was like, yeah, you're really nailing that because you will I feel like the best teacher in life is sometimes your own mistakes
Mm-hmm.
or other people's mistakes,
Yep.
right? And sometimes, excuse me, you can learn from other people's mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and what they are going through. And if you even if you don't know it, haven't seen it front row, them sharing it to you. But I truly feel like that's the problem that us as individuals we don't know how to identify and put a like a demarcation line between like you are thinking they're judging you or is your conviction.
Mm-hmm.
It's so real, and I literally have had situations where people will come to me, individuals will ask me for advice, and not saying I'm perfect because whatever they're asking advice for, I'll be like, yeah, I remember being in that situation. I
Mm-hmm.
remember moving like that. I remember like acting like that, and those are things that I was never proud of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then now it's my duty to like, I mean, no one asked me to, right? But once again, am I honoring God in what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
People be like, that's not your, like, I say it's my duty. It's like, who told you it's your duty? Like, who told you that you have to intervene and step in here? It's like, well, everything I do, I always make sure, am I honoring Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Am I honoring him? So if someone's asking me about something advice and I remember getting myself out of that situation, and that was a situation I probably wasn't really proud of, it's my duty to be like, hey, I hear you, I see you, but I don't think you should go this way. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why. And you need to move. And if they do it again or move, they continue not, they hear you, but they, you know, that people always go back
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, hey, like, cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't want to hear it and they'll be like, ah, they start thinking that you are judging them. But I truly feel like it's their conviction and they can't identify that. Because
Mm-hmm.
then you end up going back like, dang, did I say the wrong thing?
Mm-hmm.
Am I being rude? But it's like, no, you are actually like saying what they need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not receiving it well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because to me, a judgment, or I even, we can even pull up the definition.
Yeah.
A judgment is saying, is a condemnation, is a declaration saying you, okay, you're sentenced to 30 years in prison is a judgment. You saying that you're going to hell is a judgment. But telling you you shouldn't do this,
Mm-hmm.
that's correction.
Yeah.
That's not judgment.
Exactly. 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 What is the true definition of
Let's
judgment?
look it up because
Yeah.
man, that's been a thing.
Yeah, because people technically get really riled up.
Yes, and I honestly I don't feel like the term judge, saying that you're judging, is biblical. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe saying that is a biblical
Mm.
term. Judgment is the ability to make considered decisions from objective opinions or assess situations wisely. It involves evaluating evidence to reach a conclusion, or in a legal context represents the official ruling by a court. It also refers to a good sense, discretion, or a specific opinion formed. She
Mm.
showed great judgment in handling the crisis. In my judgment, the plan is too risky.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's the term judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm like, hey, take it however you want to. Take it however you
Take
want to, but
yeah.
understand where my heart is coming from.
Correct.
And
Correct.
then on the day that I'm gone and I have to answer to God and He plays my life back and says, why did you do this? Or why didn't you do this? That's my biggest thing. I want to make sure I did it right.
Mm-hmm.
So if I corrected
Mm-hmm.
you, righteously corrected you, I'm fine with that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine if you got offended by that.
Yeah.
But if I tell you to do what you want to do and I know it's wrong,
Yeah.
I got to answer for that.
Yeah. Exactly. I have to answer for that. And you almost end up like going to sleep, waking up in the middle of the night, like,
Mm.
did I even guide them well?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did I guide them well? You
Mm.
know? So, and sometimes even within myself, I'll sit back and when people are giving me, um, like certain responses, I end up being like, ooh, why does this feel like a dag in the chest?
Mm-hmm.
Is it my conviction? Do I know that I'm wrong? So you almost have to like, I think that's the beauty of having like such an honest relationship with people. And that's one thing I'm learning even as I continue to walk with Christ is I love the relationships I have with those who I can dish it, they receive, and they can dish it, I receive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like true transparency, and I'm able to really listen
Mm-hmm.
because there's times where people have probably shared something or said something to me, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, "You're actually rude." Like you're really mean, and then they'll be like, "Why are you taking so much offense?" I'm like, "No," but then I had to go back thinking like, "Yeah, I'm taking offense because they are right, and I'm embarrassed."
Mm. Ooh.
And I'm embarrassed. I don't want to say it, but it's like they are actually right,
Yeah.
right?
And just not walk. I think it's big to just as you grow in your faith to not always walk around with the spirit of offense. Be
Mm-hmm.
open to correction. And I tell
That's
my
good.
employee that I hired, I tell my patients, I don't know it all.
Mm.
If you feel there's a better way that I can do something, or that that what I said just wasn't correct, tell me. Let me
Yeah.
go and learn
Yeah.
and then come back to you.
Yeah.
But just not having the spirit of offense and not thinking that you know it all, because we are not the great I am. We don't know it
Yeah.
all, you know?
Yeah. Oof. I recently even had that with when it even comes to hiring,
Mm.
because in my role, I am interviewing stylists to come to the salon, and so I literally have the role of like leading them, teaching them, educating them, making sure they like reach their full potential,
Mm.
right? So their role and their job is to basically use their talent and basically serve the people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Serve the people, enjoy it, have fun with it, but then they're gonna go into a they're gonna be in a season where okay, this is new, this is uncomfortable. Okay, they're gonna give me a lot of feedback, so they need to be able to take it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And sometimes when I am giving the criticism or I'm giving them the feedback, they don't want to take it.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of like new hires, they don't ever want to take it.
Really?
Yeah, they end up being like very offensive. And so when you just said that, what came to mind was like people have to learn to not take offense, walk around with offense,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're doing that, you will not allow yourself to grow.
Nope.
And literally, it was killing me because every time I would talk to this like young lady, I'd be like, "Hey, let's try it like this. Let's do it like this." It was always something. It was always like, "Oh, no, I don't agree with you. Or I did it like this," and it's like, "This is not the time.
Mm-mm.
This is not the time to be asking. I did it like this because of when there's a way we're trying to learn how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
right?" But then it almost goes into like, do you think you know more than me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I'm like, you know, the most I don't I want to put myself in such a pedestal, but in my role, I
Mm-hmm.
have to guide you.
There's a standard
There's a
that you've set.
standard. Yes, I have to. At the same time, I go back thinking like in the midst of that, I still have to even like keep my composure. I'm just like, okay, what would God do? Like,
Yeah.
do I say this? Do I say that? Okay, let's go about it in a different direction, you know? And so in those situations, I even encounter people taking offense
Mm-hmm.
all the time. If it's not even just in like friendships, it's even in like the workplace. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, but then I have to go back to being like, okay, is it how I said it?
Mm-hmm.
Was it my delivery? But then sometimes I truly feel like people may say things away and people just always have offense in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like people will always go back being like, well, it's the way you said it. And it's like, did you use a vulgar language? Did you curse him out? Or like was the tone just like so harsh? But it's like, yes, it's definitely how you say things. but at the same time, it's like, are they even receiving what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's my battle with individuals at times. Like even in work, in friendships, I'm always like, yes, delivery is everything. But at the same time, do you walk with offense all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do, anything I say
It's not going to be received.
is never going to be received. Everything I say, you're always going to feel like I'm throwing a dagger at you.
Mm-hmm. And I guess how you would even navigate that is just uh, continue to try and tell them things with love, and then pray
Yeah.
for them,
Mm-hmm.
and pray that spirit away, because
Yeah.
you won't grow.
Yeah.
You're going to be a stunted plant.
Yeah. That's literally it. I've started either going back to just going back into prayer with it. Like, and I think that's the beauty of knowing and hearing his voice, knowing him and understanding who he is and hearing his voice. Because when I do go back to that, I'll get clear answers of like, yeah, this is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Or it may be a response of like, just take a step back,
Mm-hmm.
pray for them, pray for XYZ, but take a step back
Mm-hmm.
and let everything just kind of move the way it needs to go. And sometimes it's like uncomfortable, but it's like, what am I supposed to do?
No.
Because, but flesh, I'll be, no, I'm done, XYZ. But sometimes you do need to just take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Instead of projecting and putting so much, then it's like, are you really judging them now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just I know we kind of jumped all over the
We
place, but
did.
honestly, listen, we just let the Holy Spirit move
Yeah, we
through the
did.
conversation. But I guess what can people expect in this new season with Rose Style Studio?
Mm, wow. To be honest, I haven't thought about it.
Mm,
I haven't thought about it. I feel like in this new season, this is a season where I'm letting go of a lot of control.
mm.
I feel like I'm so used to that answer being like, okay, let me tell you what I have planned for Q2, 3, 4. Like that's truthfully when I hear that answer, that's how my mind naturally goes, I would say. But truthfully, I don't know.
Man,
I'm literally allowing him to just guide and move everything.
and that's the answer.
That's the answer. Like when
That's
people say, "What
beautiful.
what are you looking for in this new season?" I truly just want to continue to surrender myself to him.
Mm,
And then he will be the original author that he is
mm-hmm.
to let everything align the way it's supposed to align. So I no longer want to plan and control every aspect of my business. Obviously, I don't want to say I'm moving carelessly,
Yes.
right? Like we still have some operations in place.
Yes.
But in the thought process of like that season, the first thing that can come to my mind is like, I'm just letting him just do his thing. I just want to just exist right now.
Mm.
I'm just existing right now and letting him just write everything. And for the first time, it is very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It's
man.
very uncomfortable because I'm such a planner. I'm such a get it done, this and that. But it feels good to just be like, I don't know, we'll see. Like, the only thing I can do is lean on him and he'll just do everything else.
Mm.
And I feel like that's the best thing I can do right now because everything is just changing. So, and I think I love that.
I love that.
Yeah, I think I love sitting in that. Like, okay, it makes me not even worry. Yeah.
You seem so carefree. I'm in a season of transition, and
Girl, transition.
I'm trying to get to the point of like take your hands off.
I think that's what you really might have to do
Mm.
because I'm in transition too. Like my transition, ooh, transition is so much.
And it's rough.
It's rough. It's so rough. But I truthfully think the best thing you can do is just do do the things you're doing now and just let everything just
Mm-hmm.
move.
Dang.
Literally, I
Yeah,
had
you
someone tell
speaking
me
to me.
that. Someone had to tell me that. It was like, just do the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't think so far out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just do the next thing. And when you say, like, then what's the next thing? Like, whatever you're working on right now, what's the next thing? It might be to send the email.
Mm-hmm.
It might be go take a walk. It might be to just map out XYZ and then have things in place, but just let the transition happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when transitions are happening and you're trying to control it, he might be trying to work on something and we're the ones interfering in it.
Mm.
And I truly feel like that has always happened. Like, it can be in so many different things, even like in personal life, it can be in dating. Like, I mean, you're married, but I'm sure that, like, you can probably remember, like, there are times when you're trying to control the
Mm-hmm.
outcome of so many things. And if you were to just be, I'm pretty sure things would just align itself.
Yeah.
And it's probably how you're in the situation you're in now, right? Or in work, however it is, just let him be. Just
Release.
release. And I think I have to tell myself that every day. Like, the moment I even get stressed, just,
Release.
yeah,
Ooh.
just release. That's all I can do. So yeah, this season is really about, like, release and letting him create that chapter,
Mm-hmm.
like, literally write it out.
Mm.
Yeah, he's the original creator, right?
Yeah.
He's the author. He already knows what's about to happen.
Yep.
He knew it from the beginning.
Yeah. And
So
we're trying to catch up.
yeah, yeah, we're trying to catch up. We're trying to catch up. And I literally even said this at an event. It was a speaking engagement I had, and it's so funny because I was saying this to, I forgot the question that they asked me, and or maybe it was a question, to be quite honest, maybe it was a question about, like, how do you feel like when you have so much pressure in life, and do you feel like you need to do so much, or maybe it was something along that line. And I remember a story I had with a client, and the client was basically telling me, like, you feel like you have to do so much and do all that stuff, but Jesus never ran, he
Mm.
walked. I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he's like Christ led. Like, he's just the perfect person to have a conversation. Like, you know, that one friend that you're like,
Yes.
if you're in any type of situation, you just call the friend. That's him. Like, he
Mm.
just has good sound advice, and it's always, like, backed up
Ooh.
by the word. So I remember I even um I was saying that it was recorded. I even posted it, and me and him now had a conversation off of that. He was like, "That was so beautiful, Rose. I love that, but I love that, but you know, yes, Christ walked, but he walked because he was always in his assignment.
Mm.
He was always doing what he was called to do.
Ooh.
He wasn't doing what, living of the world. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't jumping in his. So we're doing that. We're the
Yes.
ones who are trying to write the story. We're the ones trying to live of the world and jump here and do this. Now we feel like we need to catch up. Now we're running.
Mm.
We're the ones
Dang.
going these places, going places we're not supposed to be in, being in relationships that we're not supposed to be in, engaging in this and that, stuff that's not what he wants us to do. That's why we feel like we have to run.
Mm-hmm.
When he said that, I said,
Dang. That
dang,
spoke to me.
you literally elaborated on a conversation that I was having in the salon that I shared. And that's true. So it almost goes back to that question. It's like, what do you see yourself in this season? It's like, whatever the assignment he's called me to do, I'm just gonna do the next thing for that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna write everything else.
Yeah, and you'll walk.
And
into everything
I'll
else.
walk into everything else, because if I was to now say, oh, I want to do this and accomplish this, I can't wait to start this and do this, I'm gonna be running.
Yeah.
Because how do I know he's the one that told me to do
Dang.
it?
You like sticking me.
Man,
You
how do I know
sticking
he's the
me.
one that told me to do it? I'm the one that's saying it. I'm like, well, I gotta do this and that. I'm tired of living like that.
Mm.
I've been doing that. I got burnt out. I got exhausted.
And I think that's like almost ingrained in us being Nigerian.
Ah,
Like
it would
it
be
is a
saying,
mentality of you
like,
gotta go, you gotta get it, you
get
gotta
it,
do this, you gotta be the best, you gotta make it to the top. When you get to the top, you gotta
get,
go even further.
kick it
So
further.
that's always
Yes,
been my mindset. And it's like we're in this a never ending race and we never walk into
we never
purpose.
walk into purpose. We
Dang.
never walk into purpose because I'm telling you, that question you asked me is like when I said, "Oh, I love your two piece, girl. It's cute."
Yeah.
And you and
Amazon.
it was on, yes. And I was like, "That's so cute." And I was telling you, like, I'm a girl that loves like fashion, loves clothes, love all these things, right? And I was sometimes I'll go back to myself. I'm like, dang, I haven't really like shopped in a long time. Like I was talking to one of my girlfriends about it. I was like, I haven't really shopped, and done this. And she's like, that's always in you. You used to always have an item in your closet. And you just waiting to wear it out. Like I've always had items that had a tag on it. Just because if I see something I like, I'll just buy it. I have nothing, nowhere to go. Just add it to my collection, right?
Oh wow.
But I'm literally in a season in the past 2 years of not really like finding the need or itch to buy anything.
Mm.
And I feel like it's because he's he's softened my heart
Mm.
to the point where it's like you don't need these things. You may want it, you don't need it. And it almost reminded me like, yes, you're working so hard in the past. I almost had to tell myself honestly, like, dang, did I have a mammon spirit?
Ooh. Mm.
Because would you why were you not saying it was bad? Like even the stuff I still have, designer or not, I love it, and it's such a statement that even when I do pull it up, people are like, "Oh my god, I love it." And I'll be like, "Man, this is like 4 years old. Or
Wow.
it's 3 years old, right?" So, but in this day and age, I'm like, I'm not in need or it should do that, and I'm
Mm.
like, why? You've always been that girl. Maybe because I did have the mammon spirit
Mm.
of wanting to do, working all this hard to get that, but what was it really doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we deserve nice things. Yes, I want those things. I truly feel like I deserve it, but it was like at what cost?
Yeah.
To be burnt out, to be doing things maybe out of not integrity, whatever it was. So now I'm in a place where I'm like, we gonna just be as creative and innovative as possible. And a lot of stuff will come out of them. People are like, oh my God, this is so cute. And I'll be like, I did not have to buy nothing.
Repeat.
Repeat.
Yes.
Like there's food at home.
There's
There's
clothes
clothes in
at
the closet. Like literally. I was like, wow. But then and I think that's just one example I love for myself. Like, wow, Lord, you really have changed my
yeah.
mind and my heart to the point where it's like you've really softened it to the point where I don't have to find the urge to do these things or buy
Mm.
these things. Like as a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
As such
It
a
is.
lifestyle change that I really value money a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
I value the things that I do have, when I do have the ability to do it or travel, I really honor it. I'm like, yes, like here and there. But
But it's not. It's no longer
is
frivolous.
yes, no longer, yeah. And so I just want to continue walking in that light and walking in that assignment and whatever he's called me to do because I truly feel like everything's going to fall into place because now I know what the assignment is. I know
Mm-hmm.
what he's called me to do. And I'm like, I've always been walking in it, but now that you have to unlock it. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where it says that in scripture. Um, I don't know where it says in scripture, but I remember I was reading where it says like he I may completely butcher this, but he rather us do what we're doing unknowingly. Like it's almost like if you don't know, it's like he would rather us keep doing what we're doing unknowingly, but then to know and still be doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like
Yes,
that.
I know. I know what you're
Yeah, it's
talking
like
about.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it is, and I wish I can. That even tells me I need to even get sharper with my scripture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in certain situations like that, it's good to remember.
It is.
Be quite honest with you, but I know it reads something like that, like if you know, then do good.
Yeah.
But if you don't and you're moving in a certain way, it's like okay, he almost like understands. But the
Yeah.
fact that you know and you're still out here doing whatever, it's like no.
It's like what is it? A dog returning to its vomit.
Yeah,
When you know what you're supposed to be doing and you don't do it.
exactly. So now that I know the assignment, I know what I'm supposed to do, I'm going to stick to that and not go any other direction, but let him just guide everything.
And honestly, like just
Mm-hmm.
watching you, watching your journey, seeing
Mm-hmm.
how God is just moving in your life and how he's letting the spirit guide you, honestly, it's so beautiful to witness. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And I see being able to step foot in your space, to be able to have my hair done by your workers that you trained, you hired.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I can't. I can't gloat enough about
Mm.
the beauty of it, the the just what God has done. I'm in awe because I still remember the Rosie that was doing hair at her mom's house to the Rosie that has a salon that's 2 stories, beautiful, spacious, and has amazing workers. To me, that's nothing but God.
There's nothing but God.
Yeah,
It's nothing but God. It's nothing but God. It really is. It really is. Now that's my response when people are like, "Oh my God, how did this come about?" I'll be like, "It's all Him."
yeah,
It doesn't. It doesn't even feel right being like, "Yeah, I worked hard."
yeah. It doesn't.
It doesn't, because you. I did work hard, but there's something about doing it the way He wanted me to do it, and it just,
Because I remember so many people did hair at the time that you were doing hair.
man.
And the salon owners or what they have today is not even comparable because what God had put over your life, He took you to a place that they could, even if they worked their hardest, they couldn't get to
Yeah.
because there's a calling over your
Whew.
life. Because if He would have took them to where you're at, would He still get the glory?
Exactly.
That's the difference.
That's the difference, and that's something that He's actually shared with me.
Mm,
He spoke that to me, and it's like there's something, there's a covering I have on you in what you're doing
mm-hmm.
that many people can be doing it,
Exactly.
but the way you do it, I'm going to bless it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to also remember it myself, like, you didn't create me like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So any type of competition that's around, I don't
It
even think about it,
exactly.
because my path and theirs is so different.
Yep.
The beginnings are different. The
Mm-hmm.
ending and where He wants us to be is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that I really want everyone to take with them too, because it's like we always be like, I'm in my own lane.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what does that truly mean?
Exactly.
Like, I'm in my own lane, I focus on this, but like, you are called, like you could be a hairstylist, I could be a hairstylist. You could be a salon owner, I'm a salon owner. But the way He wants me to turn my business is not probably how He wants you to turn yours.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm looking at yours and I'm like, well, let me try to turn yours, I'm going against everything He's wanting me to do.
Mm-hmm.
You may be trying to do a whole different type of thing. I'm like, well, it looks like it's doing well. It looks like it's making money.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go and do that. I'm going completely against exactly what He
Mm-hmm.
wanted me to do. So I had to learn that over the past year and a half. Like, wow, Lord, everything's out the window. There's no competition here
Nope.
because it's just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're telling me that you want me to do, we're going with that.
Yep.
And even when other people were like, that's not going to work.
This is what God
This
told
is what
me.
He told me to do.
Listen, and that will work.
And that will work. And in the midst of that, it's gonna look like it's not working.
It may,
because
but they will see.
but they will see the testimony.
Mm-hmm.
They will see, like, I may even be in that trial, be like, oh, this is so hard. Oh my gosh, like, are you sure? Like, maybe I should have went a different direction, but I have to stick to that and be like,
Mm-hmm.
no, He told me this is how it's supposed to go, so I need to believe in that. And I
Yep.
think that's what I love with my friend. He always would tell me, like, Rose, do you have faith? And I'll be like, yes. And he's like, no, you don't. I'll be like, what? Oh my gosh, I'm getting like offended. He's like, no, you don't. You don't have faith. Because if you do, you wouldn't be asking me this question.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, you're right. I know what he told me.
Yeah. And what He told you, it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen at the time that we may want it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It may happen sooner.
Yeah.
And that's, shoot,
Yeah.
some things happen sooner, but whatever He has ordained for you will happen.
Yeah.
It's written. We just trying to walk into that.
Walk into that. Exactly.
Yes. But
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, I'm so thankful to have you on this podcast.
Yes.
The conversation was so good. It was edifying. For those of y'all watching, I just hope that it was something that you took and you were able to receive from it. If you haven't been by her salon, make sure you go stop by Rose Style Studio.
Yes.
Check it out. It's an experience. Okay?
Yes.
It's an experience.
That's the goal.
Yes. And listen, I'm telling you, I'm loving my hair. Okay. I have not departed from this hair since I got it. But
wow, that's
yes.
so beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, thank you so much for being on the
No,
podcast.
thank you.
Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, tap in, follow her, go check out the salon. Love y'all. Stay tuned for more.
Bye.